music's really good, isn't it? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Latte with Lynda. Incidents and accidents. I was just being teased by a fly. Can you believe it started on my back and then it landed on my nose just as we were going live? Now, it's not really latte, it's coffee. But we can have coffee and cake and a little chat. Here's my cake. Got 3 little pieces. This week, it's day 6 in the back garden. And now, yesterday, I called the DJ a he. And it was a he, but there was some absolutely amazing music that was played. And that was played by a she, her. It was absolutely fantastic. You know the kind of music I like, kind of like housey, dancey, really good. And people were literally, I could see their shoulders shaking and little wiggly wobblies going. Right, so, can you believe, so the incident today, actually last night, remember a couple of days ago, again, I urge you to go back and watch my videos in full because there's a lot of really good information in there. And a few days ago I told you about a dream I had, and I wasn't sure whether it was the same dream in one night or on different nights, and it involved broken glass. So 2 bottles broke. Well, in reality, what has happened is, because what happened is in that dream I clearly teleported but didn't come back with the right information. I broke a glass after that dream. And then, can you believe it, in the middle of the night or in the morning, I don't know what time it was, I smashed a glass again. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning. It was on the side. I don't know what it was doing on the side by my bed, but that happened. So there you go. That was the main incident. I think Angel Gabriel has left. Oh, good morning, Angela. I didn't see you there, popping in. I hope you've watched the video in full yesterday, because I tell you, I produced 3 incidents. Today there's just one incident, and that was the broken glass, which I predicted in my dream a few days ago. So I've broken 2 glasses now. That should be me done. The Angel Gabriel. Angela, if you don't know who the Angel Gabriel is, again, I urge you to go back and watch my videos, because I tell you, there was quite a miracle happened. Anyway, I didn't see the Angel Gabriel yesterday, which means he and his wife, Juanita, must have left. I really should, didn't I? Do you know, this is now my new thing, because once upon a time I used to write postcards, and I loved my postcards because they were very, very funny. I know, I say I'm funny, don't I? In fact, Angela, do you remember the 2 Ronnies? Do you remember Ronnie Corbett used to sit in his chair and talk? When I watch myself back, I think, oh my goodness, you're so like Ronnie Corbett. Or 2 peas in a pod when we tell our little stories. Only when I was growing up, I hated listening to him. As good as his stories was, there was something I found very boring about that bit, because I loved the sketches from the programme. But now I kind of quite like the idea of just sitting. I've watched my videos several times anyway. I like the idea of just sitting and talking. It's very good. So the Angel Gabriel and Juana seem to have left, because I haven't seen them for a good 24 hours. There were a lot of departures yesterday, so he's gone. But it was very nice, because he wished me happiness and success, which I thought was beautiful. So Angela, do you have your coffee or your tea and a piece of cake so we can sit down? So that was the incident. What else did I offer you? Can't remember. I have no idea what I'm offering today. But what I do know is that I come on here and I think to myself, I'll do a couple of minutes, and some 20-something minutes later I am peeling myself away, saying goodbye. In fact, my goodbyes get longer and longer and longer. There was one video this week which was only 10 minutes. I know, it was short. I think that's the one you watched twice, Angela. That's okay, I don't mind. But they're all worth watching again and again and again. Oh yeah, that was the other incident. I couldn't download yesterday's live. I think I've ended up downloading it via Facebook. It's a long story. All the lives I do, tea and bran flakes. Oh, I don't know about the bran flakes. Mind you, I tell you, this is no better than a bran flake, I can promise you. But enjoy your bran flakes. It's the idea. Enjoy your tea. Now, are you drinking it black or is it herbal? You know, nice little bit of, what's that? Ousson lapson? What's it? I used to watch Doctors. Do you remember that programme, that soap opera that was on in the afternoons? And there was a guy, I can't remember what it was called, Quentin or something. I'm making up names now. It was very posh. And he liked a little bit of Ousson Sapchon or whatever it was. It's a tea I've never heard of, as you can clearly tell. And I can't actually remember how you say it. But that's what he used to drink. Maybe that's what you're drinking. Oh, rooibos. However you say that, you're drinking it. Very nice. This is black coffee. It was so strong, I had to dilute it. It was in a tiny cup, and it's not meant to be espresso. I mean, heaven knows what the espresso tastes like. But yes, I've diluted it several times, and now it is palatable. Nice black coffee. Right, what am I going to talk about? Oh yes, so let me start with the Letter to Myself Facebook community group, where in there we are completing day 9 of our 369 challenge, because it's all about rewiring your neural pathways, really changing what is going on in your head, those thought processes, and you start to think more positively, and it just changes the way you feel. It changes what you can be, because you can be anything, but most of our thoughts are very negative, and most of the time we're telling ourselves what we can't do. So if we can start to change that and tell ourselves what we can do, then we're going to be much more powerful. I'm just looking for my affirmations. So the idea is 369, 3 times a day, so morning, afternoon, evening. 6 powerful affirmations, so you say 6 things. I am phrases. I am powerful, I am beautiful, I am strong, I am rich, I am abundant, I am unstoppable, I am shameless, whatever it is. 6, and you say them. You say those 3 times a day for 9 days. So you're saying these affirmations for 27 times basically over those 9 days. And the idea is that you are starting to change what you are saying about yourself by using empowering language and empowering phrases. And it's very good. It's really good. It is the only way forward. And interestingly enough, yesterday, right after I did my live, and I was talking about how self-love is more than just loving the beauty of you. You've also got to embrace the negative, because I was talking about the shadow side, the side of you that you hide. Yes, but Angela, that's the idea. Say it enough and you will start to believe it, and it will start to become true. I'm going to give you an example. Years ago when I was at the BBC, I used to look around and I used to say to myself, you're a genius. To myself, you're a genius. And I used to say it all the time, and I just found myself saying this, you're a genius, you're a genius, you're a genius. And when I went on to, I was online, I was wherever I was, I tried out one of those tests, and yes, I came out very high. I came out as a genius, so there you go. Let's say it enough. No. So now, Angela, we're having a little coaching session already. Too hard. We have to change our language as well. So we have to flip the language. And you have to, you get to make it easy. And the way you make it easy is by, it's called stacking. So something you do habitually, you then add this to. So for example, you are doing your hair, you're looking in the mirror, and you are saying these 6 powerful affirmations. So that's the first thing in the morning. Then maybe in the afternoon, you go into the mirror, you're washing your hands, you say them again, same in the evening. So 3 times, and you say them, and you say them and say them and say them, and you will start to believe them. Because our problem is that we have spent 50 plus years with the negative. And we weren't always negative. We weren't always thinking negatively. We once thought very, very positively. And I'll go back to what I said yesterday, actually, which was, and it's in the book that I'm reading, The Dark Side of the Light Chasers. Now, as you know, when I hold up a book cover on this, it does not flip, so you see it back to front. But there you go. You can read that back to front. And again, embrace another one of your qualities, which is being able to read upside down, inside out, back to front, any way, any shape. So what Debbie Ford says is, she gives a wonderful analogy. When we are born, in the beginning, it's like we are a castle. And the castle has many, many rooms. And these rooms represent our personality. They represent us. And when we are, before we start to be influenced and socialised and I can't think of another word, kind of shaped, we love this castle. We love the beauty of every room. We marvel about every single room in this castle. And then one day somebody comes along, you invite them along, and they kind of go, ooh, I don't like that. And so you close the door to that room. Oh, you can't be like that. You close the door to that room. And so again, you start to listen to what other people are saying. One by one, you start to close off all of these rooms until you then start to assess and think, oh, right, that's not going to be liked. I'm not going to be accepted. And so before you know it, you've gone from a castle to a studio room. Yes, exactly. And it's hidden for so long that you actually lose a sense of who you are. And what clouds you now, what clouds your head, I'm adding more to than what Debbie actually says, but I quite like this idea, is, imagine, now you've gone from a castle to a studio apartment. And in that studio apartment is a noisy, negative Nancy or negative Norman. And they've been there for a long time. If you imagine how many years negative Norman, negative Nancy have been in your head, and what you do on top of that is that you have this view that's negative, and then you look for evidence to support that. So somebody says, I am needy, so you look for evidence, right, I'm needy, and then you shut down that aspect of you, which is not needy, because it can be seen in many different ways, but that's closed down now. So what you have is years and years and years of negative comments, negative self-talk, which is backed up with evidence. If you stop and look for something positive about yourself, you will struggle to find it. You will find it. But I guarantee that if you want to look for negative things and evidence to support the negative things about you, it's going to be so easy, because that's what we do all the time. That has become the default. So what we are doing with these positive affirmations is we are countering that. And yes, it takes time, it takes patience, but the more you do it, the more you will achieve it. I promise you, you are powerful beyond belief. If I kind of flip it to my Inferno Hot Pilates classes, I have seen people who come in and say, oh no, I can't. There was a woman and she came in and she was very timid, really shy, lovely woman. And that was week one. She said she couldn't do this, couldn't do it. I said, that's okay. Do what you can, and you go within your own range of motion. And throughout the class, I am motivating, I am using positive language, I am speaking to them. So you use, when you are talking, you are using audio, visual, kinesthetic, because you don't know how people receive information. Some people hear very well, some people see very well, other people feel. Some people are a mix of all, and others are just a confusion of synesthesia or... now, I got this wrong the other day. I called it autophagia. It's called... again, I've forgotten it. It's something phasia. can't remember what the first bit is, but it's an inability to conceive visually, ideas, form things visually. Anyway, gone off on a tangent. The point is, the more you start to capture the negative voices with positive, first of all, you've got to notice them. Then you've got to, so the first thing is just to notice them, and that might take some time. That negative voice is here. And then kind of examine it. What are you telling me? Is this true? No. Now you can choose how you speak back to that voice that comes to you. You can choose. Kindly would be a better option, because if you're nasty, they're just going to come back more miserable and more horrible. So speak to them nicely. And then once you've achieved that, and again, it takes time. It's a muscle. It's a habit. And this is what the rewiring of the pathways is all about. It's about creating a new way of thinking, a new way of being, a new you. And once you've been able to notice them, then you can start to say, no, that's not true. What is the truth? And you come up with a new truth. It takes time, but it can be done. You're powerful beyond belief. You can do this. My feet, my little tootsies. Tootsies for me are feet, by the way, just in case anyone got any funny ideas. The toes getting very hot, so I'm moving backwards a bit. It's a hot day today. So back to what I was starting before I saw Angela's comment. Live to inspire. Hello. Please put your name in the chat. Now the thing is, I know all of you have these lovely, wonderful handles on social media. I don't know who you are. I can't remember who you are, even though I know you. It's just that I know Angela, because she's always on the lives. Although, absent yesterday, I'm assuming it was Carnival Day and that you were jiggling at the carnival. Back to what I was saying at the start before I noticed that somebody else had joined the live, which is great. What I was saying yesterday and what I've just said, so self-love is all about, it's more than about just loving the nice bits. You've got to embrace the negativity. So this is why I'm doing the shadow work, I'm working through the dark side of me. And interestingly enough, I really love, there's a guy called Peter Crone. I love him. He's known as the mindset architect, and I came across him before lockdown, so many years ago now. Must be about 5 years ago, maybe more. And he was on a podcast, Dr. Rangan Chatterjee. Dr. Chatterjee, if you're in the UK, you absolutely would want Dr. Chatterjee for your doctor, because he's so holistic. He's not about just throwing medicines at you. He wants to understand what's going on for you and get a better idea. And he had Peter Crone on. Peter Crone is British, from the UK, but now lives in the States. And he has such a wonderful story of resilience, growth, transformation. And he was talking about self-love, and he said, a lot of people do get it wrong, and they do. But I am so pleased that I get it right, and that I recognise that self-love is more than just about loving the nice bits. You also get to love the horrible bits. And yesterday I was talking about the exercises in this book, and in it there's a whole load of words. I wonder if I can find them. Probably can't find them now. I know. I'll get out my other book. Get out my journal, and in there, I've been attacked by the flies. So what you do, she gives you a list of words, and she says you can add your own as well. And you say them out loud in the mirror, and notice how you feel about that word. Are you triggered in any way? If you are, you make a note of it, and so you go. Anyway, I've got about 72 words. I'm sure that's not right. And sadly, Debbie Ford is not with us anymore. Otherwise, I would have emailed and said, Debbie, is it right to have so many words on the list? I think I got a bit carried away, a bit abundant. And so you go through, see how these words feel to you, if they trigger you. And actually some of them don't trigger me, so maybe I did get a bit carried away. And then the next part of the exercise, after we've done some other things, is to examine whether there is a point in your life when you have been that word. So for example, I put greedy, and do you know what, yesterday, so this was an incident. Angela, you have to go back and investigate barbecue gate. I mean barbecue. And I was saying about how I don't think I used the word greedy. Lo and behold, was I greedy or not last night? I had a whole load of food on my plate. In fact, I had 3 plates of food. I had a plate of salad. I had it was like a beef Wellington type thing, but it was minced beef. Very, very delicious. Could have been lamb, could have been beef, don't know what it was. And I had lovely gravy and potatoes. Then I know. See, this beef Wellington thing, I didn't see until I sat down. I thought, well, I want some of that as well. I got another plate and got it then. But on my other plate, I had roast chicken. Could have been turkey. I mean, it's the biggest chicken I've ever seen in my life. And carrots and potatoes and some other vegetable, I'm not sure what it was, and green, those French beans. And right, I couldn't eat it all. It was too much. So there was me being greedy, having dismissed the fact that I was greedy. So this is the thing, this is what you do. You kind of look at the different words. So there's liar, phony, hateful. There's loads more than this. These are just the ones that I wrote down. And you kind of examine, at what point have I been? Am I? Could I be? So you kind of look at all 3, because it may be that you've never been, and you may never be, but in a different time. So this is how you do it. You say, well, okay, I've never been that, but maybe in a different time, in a different place, I might be greedy, or I might be phony, for example. So this is what I've got to work on, because I still haven't looked at all of them in the mirror. Like I said, so many words. So this book is very, very good. Self-love is more than just about loving the nice bits, as I said, also about embracing the other bits, the negative bits, your shadow side. And the other thing is, about your shadow side, is that it doesn't have to be negative. It may be that you are not recognising some of your qualities. You may be really good at stuff, but you're you're humble rather than being, because you may have an issue with arrogant people or the idea of arrogance, and therefore you suppress your own arrogance, and that may come out as being extremely humble. But maybe what you get to do now is to think, actually, how does being arrogant serve me? And it may well serve you. For example, if you are in a situation where you're in a job and you find that other people are leapfrogging you in terms of progression, or in whatever the situation, it doesn't have to be work, but you just find that you're the one that's always at the back, it might be that embracing your arrogant side is now what you get to do, and that is actually going to transport you and propel you forwards. So it's all good. It's very much about alchemizing the negative, turning it into positive. Hello, Harry. Thank you for waving, everybody. This is wonderful. Take the negative, alchemize it, because I am an alchemist, you are an alchemist, we are all alchemists. It's all about flipping and seeing it from a different point of view and seeing the beauty and the gift. Always say to yourself, what is the gift in this? Let's take a sip of this coffee. Oh, it's nice. And there's a cake as well to be eaten. So what is the gift in this for me? So the self-love. We start with self-love, then we realise, I can't be truly authentic until I embrace all of me, the good and the bad. So then you get to the shadow. Look at the shadow, look at that side, embrace that side. And then you get to be authentic. You get to be your true authentic self. And it's really about, once you start to accept you, all of you, then you can let go of those ideas. So you can start to open up the rooms in your castle. You can ignore what other people say. Remember, and I think I say it in every live, none of my business what other people think about me. Let that go. Open up the rooms to your castle and shine. Be your true authentic self. Then you get to say no more people pleasing, because you know what suits you, you know what serves you. Does it serve me? No, I'm not going to do it. Is this for me? Can I better myself? Can I get more for me? Yes. Then you say yes. So you learn when to say yes, when to say no. What else do you get? You get that confidence about being who you are, because you're not worried about what other people think. So this is the self-love journey. Very, very important indeed. Yes. There we go. So we've got the affirmations. What else do I need to tell you about? I think that's it. Oh yeah. So yeah, I'm going to do a little thing. I think I'm going to call it introducing. Now, if you look at my reels today, I've created a little reel, a little something. So what happened this morning? I did the Joe Dispenza, something to do with the energy centers, opening up, cleansing the energy centers, also known as the chakras. He calls them energy centers, and I think he's got one that's in a slightly different place, or an extra one, I believe. Anyway, so I did that, and then what you normally do is you have a 15-minute rest, and then you go on to the next meditation. Unfortunately, for some reason, I ended up on iMovie. In fact, I ended up on Instagram, and then I took something from Instagram that I started creating and put it onto iMovie and turned it into a little movie. And it's called Introducing, so please check it out. Like, share, comment, and from there, the wasp is after my coffee. Like, share, follow, do all the things. Check out my bio. Oh my Lord. If I start dancing, it's because there's a wasp. Oh, and there's a bird just had a swim. It's all happening here in the back garden. And there's Mr. DJ. Oh my God. Come away, there's nothing sweet in there. This is what happens when you recycle. There was something sweet in this paper cup, but it isn't anymore. It's got coffee in it. Anyway, of course I go off on a tangent. The DJ is loud. God, I just whacked that. Whatever it was, I just whacked it. It's probably knocked out now. DJ's going, oh my God, oh no. I'm a nervous wreck. Yes, so I'm going to have to go and do my Louise Hay now. Let's do it together. All is well. Everything is working out for my highest good, and from this situation and this experience, only good will come to me. I am safe, I am protected, I am loved. Say that again and again and again and again. I'm going to have to say it several times, because the bird flew at me, the wasp is chasing me, I'm being splished and splashed, but it's all right. They're only itsy bitsy children, very cute. Yeah, so I've done that. I've done my mirror work, done my morning routine, have done no exercise. The only exercise I've done is the Talking for Britain. And once again, I've no idea how long I've been on. It's now 11 o'clock. I'm sure I started this live yesterday. Right, is there anything else I want to add? The thing is, I always close this down and then think to myself, damn, I wish I'd said this, that and the other. And then I think, should I go back on again? I think no. I'll hop into another group and say whatever I need to say. So, as I said, it is day 9 of the 369 Empowerment Affirmations Challenge. And remember, so the other thing, Angela, is you were saying it was hard. The other thing to do is accountability. So you make sure that you check in with somebody. When you've got something that's really hard, you tell somebody that you're doing it, and then they can hold you accountable for the fact that you're doing it. That's how I did my mirror work. I just stuck it up on Instagram, as you do. I know. And that meant that I just felt more accountable to doing it for the 21 days. And I think, oh, hello. I've no idea who this is either. Sanka? Or Sankaku? Or Kaku? Anyway, hello. Waving, waving, waving. They've come and they're gone. Oh no, still there. Hello. So this is accountability, really, really important. And then just check in with somebody. I had somebody check in with me on the mirror work. They contacted me and they said, in fact, they dropped a DM and they said, can I have a word? It was literally like that. And I thought, oh my God, now what have I done? I know, it's that kind of, feeling like you've done something wrong. Ego, go away. Nothing to do with the ego. Done nothing wrong. He said, no, it's okay. I just want to talk to you about the mirror work. So anyway, we ended up having a little chat and he did it for 21 days, I think. And he checked in every day. And when he didn't check in every day, he'd message a couple of days later and say, did it yesterday, did it today, blah, 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 feeling like this. So he did it. And I saw him on some stage, in a stage performance, giving a band. So it's obviously helped, yes. I know everybody, an actor. He should be on the silver screen. That's what I'm going to manifest him onto the silver screen. And then I can say, yeah, I helped that guy. Yeah. As you know, I know everybody. And that I have a story, but it's totally irrelevant to this. I'll tell you another day. It involves, shall I say it? It involves an actress who was in, it doesn't really involve her, but I can weave everybody into a story. Maybe I'll say nothing and keep you intrigued. Maybe I'll put it in this thing I'm doing. I may well have been telling you about that. Now, I don't know why the lighting's gone. It's all gone a bit shady here. But you seem to be able to see me, I think. Maybe I need to put my spectacles on. My mature lady glasses. I know, my £1 spectacles from Specsaver. For anybody who's not in the UK, we have a plate, in fact, not from Specsaver, that's a lie. £1 spectacles from the Pound shop, Poundland I think it's called. Anyone in the UK will know this place. £1. Basically, they were £1.50 each, and I picked up 2 pairs, different prescription, and it was £3. And then I noticed that it was 3 for £3. So I picked up another pair. Now there's a sign of greedy, isn't there? Yeah. So that's the thing. When are you lying to yourself by saying you're not something when actually you are? Embrace it, love it, because it makes you the beauty of you and the fabulousness of you. Soul Tribe, I believe that is quite some time I've been talking without drawing breath, without barely sipping on my coffee, which is now cold. I've got 3 pieces of cake. They're all this size, they're not very big. You can see, if I put it by my mouth, you can see. It's literally a mouthful. So that's what I'm going to do. I've also got, I just want to show you, my mirror, which I bought in Estonia. Again, it all comes up back to front, but how pretty is that? So it's my little pocket mirror, so I have it everywhere. I can just flip it out of my bag and start to say how beautiful I am, how wonderful I am. This is how you're going to get Angela. The more you say it, the more you do it. Promise you. Soul Tribe. So thank you, Harry, Sanka. You can see me clearly, but who are you? I'm going to hang on a minute. I'm just about to say goodbye, but it would be nice to know. Because the thing is, right, everybody, well, not everybody, most people on social media have names that don't relate to who they are. Unlike myself, Lynda Smith, who's who I am. Exactly. So I don't know. Now there's such a delay in between me asking the question. Jordan. Hello, Jordan. Oh, hello, Jordan. Lovely to see you. So Jordan, Angela, Harry, there was somebody else who didn't tell me their name. It's been great. Soul Tribe, I see you, I hear you. Now, Jordan, yes, I'm going to find you and have a little chat. Love to know more about you. Love to know more about everybody who's dropped on the live today, and how you found me, whether the self-love is what you're looking for, how to improve your own life. Remember, it all starts on the inside. 80 to 90% is what you're telling yourself in your head. So we've got to change that mindset. 10 to 20% is the actual action you take. Right, this is a long goodbye. Now, Jordan, you've not been on one of these lives before, but I started saying goodbye about 3 years ago. Yeah, we're all much older than we were. In fact, that's one thing I noticed. As I looked in the mirror yesterday, the grey eyebrows. I used to have one. Now I've got so many that I'm thinking if I pluck them, I'm going to look like a right Rocky Horror Show. And then I thought, do you know what? Authenticity is about embracing all of this. I've got grey all around here, all over. Just embrace it. So that's what I'm doing, because that gives other people permission to be themselves as well. Soul Tribe, on that note, I see you, I hear you, I feel you, I get you, I've got you, I love you. Check out the bio. There's so much going on in there, and look out for Introducing, which is coming very, very soon. Sending lots of love. Have a great day. Bye.